Okay. Hi, James. Good to see you. Good to see you're back. Hoping we get some of our other, I guess you could say, crew members. I'm currently just setting up the camera. You've been to 2 of my streams today. Usually I don't stream twice in a day, but this is a bit more of a easy laid-back stream. It is an easy laid-back stream. Oh, yay. Now, pop that out. Chat it on my phone. I'm not actually going to be racing. It's going to be B-Spec. As for, says in the description, and it also says that in the video title. So, there it is. Well, not the car we're guaranteed to be using. It really depends on the endurance we went to that I will let us know what car. Well, I'm letting the chat decide what car to be using. I've got lots of cars. That's the Ford GTL. I've got some cars. I've got this. I don't think I want to use this for an endurance event. I don't specifically want to. I'd rather use something else. But that form of Gran Turismo is just my little party piece for winning the 24 hours Nürburgring endurance. I don't know what race, Jane. Pretty much what I did is at least it says in the description, I will let the chat choose which race to do, and looking at the field, I will let them pick, or I will let chat pick the car we use as well, because they're gonna know what they're driving. We can do either Grand Valley 300 kilometers, Laguna Seca 200. I don't want to do the Road to 4-hour endurance. It's very boring. Speeds, we could do the Speedway 150 miles, but it would be really short. Nürburgring 4-hour endurance. I mean, we can do that, but that's road cars. You do the Motegi 8-hour, which would take quite a while. That'd be like one of your streams, James, because it did take longer. The Tsukuba 9-hour endurance is too boring. We could do one of the Lasars, but I don't think that would be really great because that would take well over one stream. It would take me like 3 or 4. So I don't know if I want to do that right now until I've gotten used to doing more. We could do the Fuji 1000 kilometers, Infinity World Sports. I think the Infinity World Sports actually utilizes more Group C cars, or like cars that would end up making it fun good. Okay, you think you want to do the Grand Valley 300 kilometers? I can see why you want to do that. It's because you want to do JGTC. You want to do the one with the JGTC cars in it. I will let you know, James, that I don't have any JGTC cars in Gran Turismo 4 because I never cared to buy one. Can I afford one? Well, I mean, with 1.1 million credits, I'm pretty sure I can. But there is nothing JGTC related in my lineup. I could get something that's from JGTC. I'll check out how much a Casual Tom Supra is. If that's what you all just decided, we're going to end it on what we'll be ending up with. Toyota, whatever they are. I'm probably going to find it a new course because the new one's the one I want. So we get a 2001. There's a Casual Tom's one. There's a Casual Tom's 2000. It's a bit too expensive, but I can sell something. Or we can get the 2001. If we get the Casual Tom Super 2001, if Casual Tom Super 2001 appears in the stream, he'll be happy to see that we picked the 01 model over the 00 model. But we also have the Denso Sword and Wood one. Wood one's actually the fastest one in the game. But it is Tom's, which means it's made by the same people who make the Capsule Tom Supers. The 2000 version, please. I'm still thinking about it because I have to spend 1.35 million on that, and there might be a car I have that's appealing. I'll make it to set. Oh, want it the other way. The cars I have follows as the R92CP race car. I have the Stealth version. I have the GTLM for race car, at least this is. The BMW McLaren F1, the 787B race car, the M3 GTR, the FTO Super Touring car, the Mazda 6 touring car, the BMW 320i touring car. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I really don't have too many race cars because I didn't go out collecting them. But if we use the R92CP, even though it's by far the second fastest car I have because the Formula 1 car is just too rigged, that will win the endurance very easily. It'll win it in style, and I picked the black one because I haven't done the endurance. I haven't won a regular R92CP yet, but I like the black version. It's slick, it's sleek, it's black. I like it. And I spent very little money on it. I spent just over like 1 million credits, and that's cheap for something like that. The TTSR Concept's a road car, so you don't want to use it for anything that's... The Casual Tom Super 2001 is a very interesting paint scheme. I'm not sure I like it quite as much as I like the 2000 version. I prefer the 2000 version. But I'm a bit hasty on buying the 2000 Casual Tom Super because it pissed me off in Gran Turismo 3 pretty hard. I tried using it in that SSR 11 Endurance, and it was hopeless. And, I mean, no one showed up to that stream at all. It was just a bad stream. The car was hopeless. I was taking corners as fast as I could. I was still 7 seconds from the R390, and I had even a Stage 2 turbo installed. I couldn't install any of the turbos because I spent so much money on the car. I had literally no money left. It was just hopeless, and I had to sell it and end up using something else. But then I ended up quitting because no one was watching, so I thought, well, what's the point of going on? I might as well just stop. So that's why I'm very hasty on buying that car. Even though I still like it, it's in a bit of a bad place for me, and I don't know what I'm going to sell to get it. That's the question. I could sell other cars, and no one else is coming to the video yet. I posted on Discord. James, did you promote the stream on Discord? I left a link, and I mentioned it would be going on at about the same time that you made the stream. Your streams came out. Come in, Ryan. Give me a second. I gotta let. Let's see. Just gotta wait for people to join us. I did. Yeah, I did. I just didn't know if people were gonna say, "Oh, don't care about him." You are the owner of Discord server, so I thought if you said, "Hey, this is where I'm gonna be," that's what they'll end up being. Because none of them know. If no one's here, then no one knows that you're here until I tell them, and then you confirm it. I was saying, if you say that you're here, we'll get more people to join, so we can have a proper racing team. Because I was thinking of like a format of like a I'd have obviously the B-Spec driving the car, but I have like people will be pretending that they were driving the car at the moment. So you could say, I pretend I'm driving the car for a stint. Or no, I'd probably be the team manager. I wouldn't pretend to drive the race car. I'd have the race car being driven by someone else. So say you decided to drive the race car team. Say you would be in the chat saying things like, the tires are going bad. Because you'll have the tire meter. You say, oh, the tires aren't doing very well. You can say, I'm going to pit in for fuel. Or like when the driver decides he wants to pit in. Because I control what the B-Spec driver does. I control his pace and his pitting strategy. And whether or not he wants to overtake someone. So you could have person in chat who's driving the car say, I want to stick behind this guy to save fuel or to conserve my tires, or I'm going to make a pass on this man. Or you could say, or like I'm gonna be driving very conservatively and only be making passes when I need to, or racing aggressively and always be ready to make a pass. It's always it's dependent. I'm okay with I think I'll be okay with using the casual Tom Super. I just gotta find what I'm gonna sell for like $210,000. Not selling the Ford GT. I'm a bit of an issue here. I don't want to sell any of these things. I don't know, I like them all. I've never used Zeta, but I'll warn you here, James. This game is very glitchy. This exact copy, I'm actually upset this to you. I know exactly. I knew you were going to say that. I actually knew that. I said, oh, well, I didn't want to do that, but I'll do that. If that's the case, then what car do you think I should use in that instance, James? What car am I going to be doing the Capri Rally with so I can get an RSC raid? I have the Formula Gran Turismo. It'll take about 5 minutes. Okay, well, give me something to do. Wait a minute. This isn't the only F1 I have. Did someone say F1? I'll use this because I like the McLaren F1 GTO race car more than I like this. I know it's literally the best car in the game. That's why you had to do a 24-hour race around the Nürburgring, one of the signature tracks. Oh, you know what? No, I'll use the R92CP. You say this will make you happy to see me drive an R92CP this stream, even though we probably won't be using one in endurance. I'll use your favorite race car. Not in your favorite paint scheme, but your favorite race car. Yes, now we're talking. I do need to set the gearing back to like something because I was Shadows on 2CP, correct. Especially dished events. Of course, I've already done the Capri Rally because I'm not an invalid and don't know the cheat. So I'll take Shadows on 2CP, clear my records, even though that doesn't affect my progress, just lets me win a prize car again, which is what I like about Gran Turismo 4. They let you go back and win the prize cars, unlike Gran Turismo 3. You can only win prize cars that were you can only win a prize car again if it was in like a multiple thing. So only endurance races and only championships because they had multiple cars up for grab. They have soft tire. I do. Racing Super Soft. I think in the PAL edition of this game, they're called Racing Qualified tires. That's really all that they're good for. I think a 20 will be good for this track. I don't really think you need to go all that fast. You go too fast, you won't be able to control the car. Okay. I don't remember what the driving aids on this thing are. I've never... Oh, no, I can't do B-Spec. You cannot play this race in director's mode. I know that by now. This is quite... This is actually pretty quiet. Just you can see the 192CP ripples. Oh, you're kidding me. I couldn't even avoid that. I just noticed that I still have the Gran Turismo 4 orchestra version of Moon of the Castle still in my playlist because I forgot to take it off when I was trying to redo the Gran Turismo 4 ending movie the correct way by taking... I was originally going to take the 4GTLM around the Nürburgring, but I figured out that's not very good. I took the song off the playlist, but I didn't let it go into one of the saving points, so it stays there. What I'll have to do to make that is I'll have to take the long extended version. Take the long extended version. First, delete it from the playlist because it's stopping me. How does it not? Does it not save after you edit your playlist? I guess not. I guess that's not valid enough of a save. It isn't. Well, I'll go do that event now in Shadows R92CP. And now it appears it's not done. I'll get 10 grand in an RSC Rally Red car, which the funny thing is the car that you want me to buy, James, is in the exact same paint scheme of the car I'm going to win. I mean, it's not like the exact same. It's different, but it's a Castrol car. Castrol cars are the JGTC Supras, and then the rally cars. The RSCs, the Celicas, the Corollas. There is no way of... Oh, I avoided the crash. I avoided a wreck. The hell? Welcome today as R92CP refuses to stop. This car is so not fit for this track. It's funny. This is more fit for like a 190E if Shadow would want to go around this track. The R92CP is not at home on this, what do you call it, thin racetrack. I literally started that part of the section in a wall so that I couldn't smack into one. Formula 1 is not technically the fastest car in this game because it will only do 220, and you'll need heavy slipstream to use it in an event like the wind. In the event like the wind, it won't be of very much use to you. The only reason I'm riding the wall here is because I feel like the R92CP will be hopeless in that. It'll just smack into a wall. This is the car I used for Gran Turismo World Championship because it was only worth 1.2 million credits. I didn't pay attention to quite how many miles I had on it when I purchased it. All I know is it's got quite a few more because I've done GT World Championship, which is no short event. I remember you can also go to the CDD area one and get a Cadillac Sian. It's pretty useful, but I thought it's a bit of the car's a bit cheap, so I decided not to get one. And into the wall again as the R92CP says, no, I don't want to stop. I'd rather go straight to the wall. 35 seconds already. Sadly, there will not be enough time to lap the Delta. I'm just going to start riding walls because I'm afraid that if I don't, I'm just going to smack into them. Otherwise, I'll have to brake early like I just did. At least this isn't as tense as, say, driving that RGT around Complex String. That RGT around Complex String was truly tough. But it didn't take me nearly as much time as it did back when I first tried that Evo test around Tahiti. Evo around Tahiti was the toughest one for me when I was younger. I never ever got to the Complex String test because I never got to that time trial piece. But now, of course, I've done it. It took me longer than it would have taken you. But obviously, I'm only 15. So you've had more time to play Gran Turismo games than I have. I still got my handful's worth of skills. I like using the R92CP. I get a penalty in this car because I hit the wall so quickly. I like using the R92CP this race because I like the R92CP. It's my favorite Group C Le Mans race car. My favorite race car being the 190E. My second favorite race car is the F1 GTR, then the R92CP, then the Camaro LM. Perfect. Right at the finish, I ended up running out of bucket fuel. Yeah, you don't have much time now that you're 17. I'm going to guess that I'm going to have to cherish being 15 and still having all the time in the world. I don't have a job yet, but soon I'm going to get one. That's going to take away from my time. Man, that was just so quick and easy. I also like how I've practiced making that. Well, sometimes it works. Sometimes it'll either go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1,000, and then sometimes it'll just go boom. School's returning for you in September. For me, school returns August 31st, the day before September, that Monday. So you must be starting like a week after me or something. I could use this on R92CP again, and I'd be perfectly fine with it. But I feel like it's a bit boring just taking R92CP around the track again. Maybe I should take something that's a bit less competitive, more fun to drive, and be like, ooh, is he going to win in this thing? Let's find something that's got decent power, but decent. Let's see. I've got a GP version. I've got an FTO. Anything here stand out to you, James? I want to use something that's not going to be overpowered, but you think might still have it in it. Does anything in here look like it can win that race? Because I'm going to try and use something that's a bit more challenging to win with. If you see anything on that page, tell me. If you think that there's something on this page that's a bit more capable, I don't think that there really is. I think this is the page. Either the FTO or the Civic. Well, I'm a bit of an FTO fan myself. This is a 1997 GPR. It's only got 178 horsepower, but it hasn't had its oil change, so I'll give it that. I've actually got all 3 color variants of the FTO in this game. You'll notice in this page I have the black FTO GPR, and then on let's see, where is the next one? And in this page I have the white FTO GPR. This FTO is going to be the non-upgraded FTO, and the white FTO is the turbocharged FTO. The black FTO is the special, normally aspirated, fully upgraded FTO. So I'll give this Mitsubishi FTO a good old oil change. Drink well, oil man. Oil man gets to drink his supply. And done. The car is being released. Okay. Now I should be making a beautiful 197 horsepower. So now let me see if I can stick some BMW rims on it, just for fun. BMW rims. I like sticking the wrong rims on the right cars. That's a Honda rim. It's an Acura rim. It's another Honda. That's a really old Honda rim. The Nixon rim. That's a Mitsubishi rim. Subaru rim. Lotus rims. Say hello to the Mitsubishi Lotus FTO. This is a Mitsubishi FTO with Lotus Elise wheels. You can tell that's just Lotus Elise wheels because they would have looked nicer if they were from like an S or a 111R. That was the Lotus Elise base model rims. I like how you can just get mismatched rims in Gran Turismo 4. I think this is the only game you can do that and get rims from regular cars. Some cars just come with some good-looking rims from factory. Others don't. Aside from the F1 cars, I think the 787B is supposed to be the fastest car in Gran Turismo 3, but this isn't Gran Turismo 3, so that doesn't matter. In this game, it's a tie between like the R92CP and that Minolta. A lot of people are saying Minolta, though. I see you've said that you're returning to school, but it won't be that bad. James, you usually stream at about 8, 9 o'clock at your time. I'm assuming you'll be well done with school by the time that time rolls around on a school day. At least I hope you are. This FTO is not gonna win this easily. Whoa, what was that noise? Wow, that was not a fun noise. Oh yeah, you gotta go to sleep for school. That's right. You can't just stay up till 4 a.m. in the morning and then get 4 hours of sleep and then be all groggy for school. So that is definitely going to affect the stream schedules. Will you start streaming on weekends now that once school rolls around? My god, this FTO is not hopeless. It sounds good. It sounds better than the 99 version. Don't worry. I'll make it up. He's only, what, 2 seconds ahead? Keep on chugging, FTO. It's a V6 sports car made by Mitsubishi. That's right, V6, a 197 horsepower V6, and you can find them in England. You can't find them in America because no one in America would have bought an FTO because it's a sports car and it's made by Japanese people. Even in the 90s, Japanese cars were still a bit sketchy. I don't know. Even though Japanese cars were the best-selling cars in America back in the 90s, and they still are today. Actually, no, they're not. They're the best-selling car, not best-selling vehicle. The best-selling vehicle in America is still the F-150. You haven't been streaming on the weekends for 5 months now. Yeah. I haven't. I've streamed before, but I never do stream on weekends. When school begins, I'm gonna have to start streaming weekends only. I think I'm catching up to that. Me and the Celica. It'd been nicer if you got the GTRC, which is only front-wheel drive and has like 190 something horsepower. This thing kind of sounds like a Viper GTS. You get that vibe? I'm getting Viper GTS vibes from this. From the exhaust note. You get them, James? I'm surely getting them. Ooh, get punted. And my wheel just gave up. God, I wish this wheel works correctly 100% of the time now. Smack it. Well, now I'm gonna have to do this race again, because wheel doesn't work. That doesn't make me happy. We really need to be worky. If I had sport soft tires, I'd win. Guaranteed. But it was only until now I noticed that my car sounds like a Viper GTS. Kind of though. You just get that low, it's high revs. You don't really get it, but when it's in low revs, sorry about that, man. Wait till he decides to reverse. Then go. Screwed him into that one, didn't I? Let's see what it sounds like in hood cam. Jesus. It sounds more like a GTS from Chase Cam. The cam I'm going to be using now. This Lincoln does not want to go away, he's made a pass. How dare he. Got a V6 Viper. Whoa, it's an FTO. It only sounds like a Viper in like the 4,000 RPM range, but still it doesn't matter. It sounds like a Viper, and yours sounds like it's a screaming child. That's what I always thought the Celica sounded like, especially the GT4. Just sounds like the screaming child. So does pretty much every single Toyota rally car. They sound like screaming children. Like it's a screaming child. The Celica SS would be called, it's the Celica SC because it's the Celica screaming child. When we come up to the, when we get next to that Celica, James, I want you to think of the screaming, just think of the noise a screaming child makes, and I want you to see if you think that Celica GT4 sort of sounds like a screaming child, because I think it does. That's my opinion though, so I might, maybe not everyone agrees, but listen. Screaming child. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm getting. And it just runs away. It's like a screaming child. I don't know if you get the screaming child vibe, but I'm getting those screaming child vibes from this Celica. And that Celica's running on a puny little 4-cylinder while Big Boy FTO gets a V6. Because Mitsubishi treated him right. Now my V6 Mitsubishi Viper gets to take a stab at that screaming child Celica. Go. No, I think he's getting away. But I like this car because it makes a child scream way louder than that. I know the child screams way louder than that, but when you've got If you want me to make it really sound like a screaming child, I can turn this TV up to like 70. It would sound a lot like a screaming child. I'm gonna pull off. Is there a Dodge dealership anywhere near me? Actually, I think I have a Dodge Viper GTS in my garage, and I really do fancy the sound of a Dodge Viper GTS right now. I'll take one around the track, and no one's really joined, so it's not like they're waiting too badly. Not keeping them waiting for too long. Yeah. Try out children do scream very loudly. They do scream very loudly. I have a 4-year-old brother. Sadly, I can deal with that on any day I want. And I don't want to, but he'll scream. Especially when him and my sister get into fights. God, he just screams. The Dodge Viper braking test is a trend I have on my channel. Dodge Viper braking test is B7 or B8. It's very easy. Right, I can go country USA, that lowers down this. Oh, I'm going to let GTS their concept. Dang it. I don't have Viper GTS anymore. Now you see. I'm going to try and sell the Sizetta. I want to sell the Sizetta because I don't ever use it. But there's a chance my game just glitches up and refuses to work. Select the Sizetta, but to the best of my knowledge, it isn't appearing. That's the problem with this game. It gets even worse with Hondas. When I try and load up a Honda, I get a knock, 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 knock sound, and it gets worse. Oh crap! It loaded. It just takes 6 years. Now I don't have to worry about it loading again because it's gone. Like sometimes, I always try and get this NSX Type R prototype. Now I sold it because I want to buy a Viper GTS. You spin the car around whilst braking, then I still manage to get gold. I don't spin the car around. I just find that unnecessary. I've probably golded that test. I don't know. I skipped the B&A license just because I have the Gran Turismo 3 save. So I was trying to have my friend do all these. So you'll notice bronze, 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 silver, 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 bronze, 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 bronze. The only one that's golden is the coffee break because I went back and oh no, game screwed. The game is screwed. I cannot do anything. I'm stuck. Look, I'm gonna go to the Viper test. It's just gonna stop. You hear that knocking sound? Nick, 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 nick. Game is screwed. I'm gonna have to restart the game. Sometimes cars don't load, and the Copen Active Top is one of those cars. I gotta restart the PlayStation because the game is frozen. My favorite. Look at all my beautiful towers. One time, I got the whole Honda thingy to load up perfectly. But then another time, the thing is, I'm sure you know what RSOD is. If you have a PS2, do you know what I mean by referencing RSOD? When I say RSOD, I put that in the chat there. Oh, you've had to deal with it freezing too? Yeah, the thing about Gran Turismo 4 is it's terrible when it comes to this kind of things because it's multi-layered disc. The games do not like that multi-layered disc thingy. Just not a fan of it. But I put RSOD in the chat because if you know what I mean by that. Polyphony Digital leaves rear spoiler of the rear quarter panel of the 4GT. I'm not letting the game copyright me for the song Panama, which is stupid. Why do they play Panama after the orchestra bit in the American versions? You get the PAL edition of this, right? Right, James? The PAL edition, the British version of the game, or the European version, I think. Because I think in that version of the game, racing super soft tires are referred to as racing qualified tires. Now that I've reloaded the game, I can actually go back and do that license test that I was now going to do because we've mentioned it. Oh, what's it ticking for this time? That's a bad noise. What is it? I'm trying to think of cars that might make this game unhappy that are in the license tests. Because there's a chance that there's two versions of this game. You play NTSC Grand Theft Auto, okay. For some reason, if I get RSO, that's actually a good sign, because it means it should work perfectly. Sometimes I'll get some cars don't work, every car works is pretty much the rarest thing ever. And then I get borderline unplayable, which is when the game loads up, things like Fords start to glitch the game out. I remember it took me 6 booting attempts just to load up the NSXR concept. Once. Also, the Daimler motor carriage will glitch up the game if it's on a bad boot. So if I get stuck into a bad ring of bad boots, I wouldn't be able to buy a Mercedes-Benz 190e Evo 2 because the game would glitch up when the Daimler motor carriage appears, and you have to see the Daimler motor carriage to access the 190e, which is why I refuse to sell the 190e in any circumstances whatsoever. Not that I'm ever going to need to, because I've already gotten it in the box. But if I ever needed that, I need to remember what B license tests are. A Demio. There's a Honda CRX. Del Sol. No, it's the Dodge Raptor GTS that's making the game upset. The car I literally wanted to buy is making the game upset. What's my luck? The one car that I wanted, is the one car that was refusing to load. Making the game angry. How stupid. This game is in such terrible condition. Gran Turismo 3, at least my version of it, it's only glitched up on me once when I was trying to turn the DualShock off. Don't know why though. The interesting thing about Gran Turismo 3 is you can start a race, take the disc out, and then continue. If you're playing a race in Gran Turismo 4, you take the disc out, race stops, you're done. If you're in Gran Turismo 3, it keeps going until the end, and it will play scenes up until you get to the prize post, it'll stop. You can plug the GT3 disc back in, it'll start spinning, and the game will resume. How amazing. I think Gran Turismo 3, it tries to use a system where it spins, then it's done. Once it's done all of it spinning, it stops. It spins a whole Charger 440 RT, glitching up the game. I'm gonna buy a Dodge Raptor GTS. Or not. Why does this game not want to work for me? I'm gonna have to take drastic measures here. I have a glasses cleaner. My blue light thingy is not moving. That might bother someone. I can set that. Man, that is nowhere close to the date. That clock is not set properly. I don't care though, because it doesn't want to seem to be set properly. Every time I tried to adjust it, it seemed no. I want to be in January 1st, 2000. I'm like, well, I don't want you to. Well, I'm on PlayStation, so you listen to me. That PlayStation wasn't even alive, or it was never alive. PlayStations aren't living things. It wasn't even created. It wasn't born yet in 2000. I don't know. That's the 9000 model, because it doesn't have the LAN little cable link thingy. The later PS2s don't have those anymore. Just gonna nicely wipe disc in a nice circular motion to avoid scratching it. Make him happy. Be happy. Work. I always seem to be afraid that I put disc in incorrectly. And then it won't spin and it'll get tatted up. Is that in there right? It looks like we're good. Yeah, I put my glasses clear. I actually need to wipe my glasses off a teeny bit. Game is ready to load. Game's always readable, it's just some of the cars aren't. I've been trying to do the GT4 test. B7. It is B7. In a Viper GTS, but the game doesn't want to use. The game doesn't want me to use the Viper GTS, and I don't want to use the Viper GTS in Gran Turismo 3 because in Gran Turismo 3 they made the Viper GTS look ugly. They gave it these really, really, really stupid looking headlights. It's got a really bad looking face. Don't like its face. It just kind of looks like wrong. Now maybe I'll have a good boot up for Gran Turismo. Maybe Gran Turismo 4 will work now. It's like I have to negotiate with the disc. Hey, can you do this? Like, oh, there's no problem loading up the car. It's loading up a picture of the car. I just realized I have a way of beating the system. It's not actually the car that glitches the game up. What it is the picture of the car. Obviously, I think I've worked some magic because that is a Viper GTS 99. What I might be able to do is, because it's not the picture, no matter what boot I do, that S license sets with a Honda Beat refuses to load the picture. Now I'm going to show you what I do. This is how I do this test. The wheel spin's not that bad, and the front end's not too bad looking either. It's a good looking car. I love the sound this car makes. That's my favorite thing about it. I moved around too much, and I'm also not on manual transmission mode. I prefer to do tests in manual transmission. I prefer to drive in manual transmission, but I can't really do that because of my wheel. Once again, the GT3 hold the gear trick works in Gran Turismo 4. That was close. I remember once when I used to struggle with this test as a kid, I did the little spin strategy, and it worked. I just remembered you get a ghost here that tells you how crappy your start was. It's like me just sitting here waiting to watch myself barf a Viper out. Yeah, it's not that bad. I'll try it once without the braking method. We just I've hit a wall when I've done this. If I had manual transmission, I'd just start in a second. If anyone's smart, why don't I just start in a second? I'm going to get manual transmission mode up because I can shift reasonably in this mode. It's okay. There's going to need to be some like wiring crap. I used to drive manual. The RX-8 concept. Oh no. Hopefully, I can de-load you with some GTS content. And that was me being stupid. That's how I do it. Start it in second. Get it going. Not too hard. I'm going to try the spinning method then. That was a bad start. I don't really care if I'm that far behind. Well, I mean, there's no other way to spin the car, is there? What? How did I fail? I did nothing. What meter marker are you spinning the car at, James? Do you remember? I think you're gonna start at higher revs. License B8 tutorial. Oh crap, I forgot shift. Whenever I need a tutorial on how to do license, I just go watch GT4 Rufus. GT Rufus, he's perfectly. He does the same method that you do. Oh, perfect start. But you see, it comes back to bite me. Doesn't end up being quite as perfect as you thought it was. This car looks so much better in this game than it does in Gran Turismo 3. Okay. It stopped. It worked. It stopped. That is a stopped Dodge Rapid GTS. It did not hit a cone. It stopped. That's about all I can say. I'm actually thinking of a better method. Starting it in second, but shifting down. Your method was straight up badass. If I don't get this right, I'll check your video on how to do that. You see how I get a better jump when I'm in the first gear? I'm going to try two methods. First, start it in second, then shift down to first once you've got the start down. Oh no, but that jump it takes to shift into second gear, it takes a lot of the speed out of it. Do you see how much the car moves? He said, I turn to the left, handbrake at about 800 meters. What the hell? Why the hell? I had the perfect start and I just decided to shift into third. That failed. Maybe I should have used the brakes partially. That might have been my fault because I relied solely on the handbrake to stop the thing. That's really slow. That won't work. I like how I'm waiting for our crew to join the stream by just repetitively doing a license test. Whoa, I did it again. I had the perfect start. You have to use the real brakes after the handbrake. Okay, I'm assuming right when the car stops turning, that's when you start it. That's not too bad. I feel like sometimes I almost forget that I'm using manual gearing because I don't use it very often anymore because this wheel just refuses to let me. Okay, here I go. What? I like skimmed the wall. It's a recreation stream. Me trying to recreate BC Bro 26's B7 license test run. I'll be honest, there have been much more exciting recreation things like recreating a scene from the Fast and Furious, like 4s or something. Go! Oh, I think I got a better shift on that time. Okay, and handbrake. I'm like touching the wall, and the game refuses to let it work. I promise I'm trying. I've had this across the noise when it hits the double mirror. Whatever, I don't care. Oh, I shifted. It's hard to get the shift on. Got shift on that time. Okay, now I'm gonna try and move this forward to this side, and then just handbrake it. I'll be honest, it works. That would have been gold if I got the correct start. That method is cool and it works. I'm not gonna go get gold on this because if I'd gotten the start perfect, I would have done it. But I just didn't really. Super high output front engine rear-wheel drive. Dodge Rapper. Now I'm gonna do something funny. Ooh. Is there any cones? Or can I just go as far as I please? I don't see any cones in the horizon. I'm not seeing cones. They're just letting me do a top speed test with Viper GTS whenever I feel like it. If you want to top speed test with Dodge Viper GTS, just go backwards and license B7. There is no limitation. You can just go backwards. Does the game have any way of knowing how I got to the finish line? Do we think that this thing, stock Dodge Viper GTS 99 can do 200 miles an hour? I'm not thinking it can. I'm thinking it's not quite. It's gonna be about 192. Funny. 92, the year the Viper came out, I think. Looks kind of creepy and dark. It's like, okay. I said this is gonna be a role-playing endurance video, and all I'm doing is driving backwards in licensed sense V8 using the Dodge Driver GTS. I'm gonna start the Enduro after this. I might as well just sell. Oh, whoa! Now I know what the underbody of the Dodge Driver GTS looks like. Forgot that these licenses are very sensitive. You can just touch the wall. Touch the wall. I say you'll be braking from a prank speed of 125. Imagine you'll be braking from a speed of about 125. It's like, oh, well, you don't want to brake when you hit 125. What if you hit 125 early and you end up braking early and then this, that? I like how people always complain. Actually, I'm not going to start the Enduro. I'm going to go, while I wait, I'm going to go over things that people complain so hard. Coffee breaks. Coffee breaks. Coffee break 1 is easy. Coffee break 2, 3, 4, and 5 are hard for someone like me who has troubles computing certain things. I'm going to do this first try. And then I'm going to do what everybody prefers doing. Gold. That wasn't even that great of a run. Still gold. Now I'm going to show you the proper way to do this. Ah, come on, Uno Lumpinto. You will give in to the mighty Copen. Oh yes. Game's giving in. Copen is making its way. This is how you do it. Whoa. And there I am. Boom. Flying Copen. Seen this? This is a flying Daihatsu Copen. What the? Whoa! The Copen's being sucked away! Alien life forms are taking me. What's happened to the gear ratios on this thing? Go that way! Wait, it's coming to me. Oh look, things are starting to appear now. Good thing I'm in manual mode, or else I wouldn't be able to do that here. Come on. Am I bouncing off the rev limiter at 3 now? No. Stop being bad boy, Copen. Well, I'm afraid to say Copen has died. Why am I redoing this? For fun. I'm going to show you another way you can do this test. You know what? I think I've had enough. I've escaped a wall. I broke the wall in a Daihatsu Copen. So now if you ever want to break the Gymkhana walls and drive outside the track, you now know how to. I don't know if you can do the Monaco glitch in Gran Turismo 4, but I know it's harder. Next, I don't want to do the big lights. This is already quote-unquote passing. So you've watched GT4 Rufus. I think it's 4. It might just be GT Rufus. GT4 Rufus has got some interesting videos on doing licenses. That's quite about it. That's all it really covers is licenses. I mean, it covers much more, but all I've ever watched are his license videos. You know what's a car that I'm never using? Mazda 6 touring car. Goodbye, bye. Perfect. Now I can buy that freaking Castrol Tom Supra, fit it with slightly bigger turbo, and give it an oil change. And then at 5 o'clock for me, which is going to be quite late for others, I can start this. I can stop stalling and get a move on it. James, you are currently the driver because no one else has come, and I can't race because that would be against my own rules as crew chief. Coca-Cola. No, I'm just kidding. I know you want 2000 model. Actually, are you here to tell me if you want me to buy the 2000 model, James? You got to tell me right now, or I'm going to buy the 2001. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to tell me which car to buy. Or I'm going to go off and I'm going to buy the 2001 Subaru because I actually quite like the scheme. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. 2000, please. Your wish is my command. I mean, it is the car you're driving, so I might as well not force you to drive a car you don't want to drive. Pretty sure if a racing driver's like, hey, you want to drive this car? No, I hate it. Oh, well, crap. Why not drive it? Hey, you have to drive this now. Yeah, I quit. That's how it works. Capture Swamp Supra. It's not going to be me driving it this time. It's going to be the chat. And the chat has a new alternate name called B-Spec. Why can't I... You know what's so stupid? This is a Toyota Castrol Tom Supra, and I cannot tune it at Tom's. It's tuned at Tom's. Come on, game. It's a Tom's Supra. Oh no, you can't tune it there. You got to tune it at Toyota. That's right, because Toyota Racing Development makes a Tom's Supra. Oh, sometimes this game sometimes. Oh, I got a slightly bigger turbo. That's too much money. Why do things have to be so expensive? The only thing I can do is give you an oil change or do a few other things. What else can I do to improve the performance without spending money? None of those. Tires. Nothing. Nothing. No money. I'm broke. I can do an oil change. We're gonna be competitive. That's how little money I have. Is we're gonna have to be on point with folks. We're not driving an upgraded car that's definitely guaranteed to win. We're driving a car that might be slower than some of the cars that we'll have to face And that's a bit of an adversity. Because one teeny thing about this game. B-Spec kinda sucks. You can't make the B-Spec do better. You can't speed B-Spec up. The best I can do is figure out how much power the Supra is now making. So we at least know what we have to deal with. What we get. 495 horsepowers? What the flipping heck? It's a JGT 500. It's 500s of power output, isn't it? I have to sell something. I cannot drive a car. I cannot deal with a car that slow. Honda scoops the game out. Acuras don't. 7,002. I'm just selling things I'm never going to use. 2CV. I ain't never using that. That's not even worth anything. It's a classic. It's worth like lunch money. Lunch money. Lunch money. What about here? MR2 Spider. I'm not using that. That's snack money. The resale value on some of these cars really makes me just feel unhappy. This 206 RC is a Peugeot. That should be worth some money. I've already got a 206 RC anyways. I've got a black 206 RC, and I'm gonna sell this freaking Wagon RR. Wagoner. It's a Wagon R. RR. How many R's can you put in the name of a car? RRR. What is this thing? A seal? Its name really states RRR. Okay, now I can upgrade the Castle Tom Supra. James, question actually for you. Do you want your Castle Tom Supra to be upgraded or left stock? Depends on what kind of challenge you seek. Shall we get the Stage 3 Turbo or shall we leave it stock? Yeah, the Mercedes only left us with enough for the car, a cup of tea. Leave it stock. Well, it looks like we are taking on the endurance. Well, you're taking on the endurance event. I'm the crew chief. You're the B-Spec driver equivalent. We actually might have a friend in the event. We have an oil change, so assuming that the AI cars are not, those guys aren't smart enough to get an oil change, we should be set. So let's see what our opponent list looks like. Please don't be some Astra touring car, that Calibra touring car, Al Sarumo, Zenzreal, Motul Pitwork Zed. You go with this field. Driver, James, are you okay with racing this field? Exactly. In this 60-lap endurance event. The Motul Pitwork Z is the Juggernaut. Are you okay with this field or do we need to get a new field? Yes, we need a new field? Or so are you saying yes to the race? Commence the race. Let the race begin. I think you should start this race in a very good Gran Turismo 4 fashion by saying ready to drive in the chat. Because it says get ready to drive. To the race, yes. Let me just get a sheet out so I can do crew chief things and pretend to write this down. Okay. Now the question before we start the race. Do you want the car to be on bumper cam or like chase cam? Actually, do you want it to be on bumper cam or do you want the little camera where you that view? So I'm gonna get you started off. You'll be ready for this? Oh, it's a standing still start. Okay. Chase cam. I can't guarantee that chase cam is allowed in B-Spec. You might have to have bumper cam or like car cam. There are a few questions I need to ask you. So, out of all the 5 settings, we're racing on medium tires because they're just the easiest to use, and they were stock. Which setting do you want to race on? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? Go ahead and pick it. Okay, 3 with overtake mode applied. So it's 3 with aggressive. There was no bumper cam. This is the only time. This is the only mode you can really have it in. If you want to see the car, you can keep it in chase mode. You can have bumper cams, or you can have replay camera. You tell me which one you're most comfortable with. You can also tell me if you want to kick it up a notch. Like say you want to start going a bit faster, you can have it go up to 4. And say, oh no, we're falling a bit behind, kick up to 4, or we're falling a bit behind, kick up to 5. Since there is no chase cam, you'll have this. You've made a pass. Specific button to choose chase cam. Have you ever done that before? If you give me a second, I'll try and figure out how to do that. Give me 1 second before I ever try and get chase cam for you. Okay, according to this, I'm finding. Well, this looks like a hack. I remember specifically seeing they're dressing up a period costume. Oh no, YouTube is not looking very good. I can still read chat from the computer. Okay, so the bumper cam which I was at before, and then button switches it. You can get rid of that, just remember that. I've hit all the buttons and I'm not getting anything. I'm trying, man. I can't get it to go on the chase cam. I'm gonna go on the internet, the Google. I'm trying to find it out for you. I'm not seeing this. I'm not finding this out, James. I'm not seeing anything. You remember what it was? Maybe it only works in the replays. You would like to kick the pace up. You wish. Go ahead. I believe maybe it's only replay. Maybe it's only replay mode you get chase cam in. So I searched it out. It doesn't seem to appear. It doesn't seem to appear anywhere. No. Man, I see a B-spec mode guide, so I'm gonna go look in the B-spec mode guide quickly. Man, look, you decided to speed up and you've already made another pass. You're in second. You're currently doing good. Since there's only two modes in B-spec race view, which it gets all the thingies, and then okay. And it seems like that there is nothing we can do. Well, it looks like your pace has picked up and you are now officially leading the race. Mark that down. You're a second ahead. And it looks like you're pulling away almost. No upgrades on that car. Just change the oil. That's a simple thing to do. I should do that in every car you buy in this game. Leave him. I don't know. That Motul Pitwork Z you said that was a juggernaut of this race isn't looking too hot. It's the Astra that looks like the, or no, it's not even the Astra that's the juggernaut. It's us. We're the juggernaut in this race. Hi, Sultan. You are currently not missing too much. James is currently on his first run in the Casual Tom Supra. He is driving until he has to pit. It's the beast, our little beast spec roleplay. Sultan, would you like to become part of Beastly Bro Racing team? I can mark you down. I haven't determined who the other races are. We've got an Astra, we've got a Motul Pitwork, we've got a Aos Supra, a Pennzoil, and a Calibra. So we can figure out who we want those to be. Okay, so we only have James currently as our car's driver. If you want to name those people, just thought about that. Sultan, you are now down for the next round. I can explain a few rules to you while James is still out there driving. Pretty much what the driver has to do is choose the pace he or she wishes to drive at. James has picked a fast with the aggressive overtake option, and that's the main thing you choose. You also choose which camera you prefer. If you prefer to have the camera of the car on the track, or if you prefer to say have the camera like the chase cam, like this. Not the chase cam, really. Yeah, that's currently how it works. Yeah, I always notice how they had those names on the side of the car. Should put an English flag, and what kind of flag would you fly, Sultan? I mean, I don't know what Yoga Carta's flag would be, but what flag would you fly? What country would you represent? Yeah, Indonesia, just the Indonesian flag. So I have a UK and the Indonesian flag on the cars, and it would have the driver names on it, but obviously, specifically, those have been removed from this car because Those drivers aren't us. We're already 5 laps to the race. It's gonna take about an hour 40 minutes, I think, the race in total. Just like Dan ticked them in single. Well, I'm glad you appeared, Sultan, because I would have no one here, and James can't be doing the whole race because this is an endurance race for the team, for the whole squad, because James isn't streaming today. So I thought, perfect, I'll host this so that we all have something to do. I'm sure we may have time for more than one endurance race. We'll make maybe a 4GT and Alex, Jiri, those guys, they all show up. I can do that. But currently we are only down for 2 racers at the moment. Sultan, you'll take over when James decides to pit. That's right, James, you have to decide when to pit. And if you're going to leave, let us know so that I can pull you in. If you have to leave for any sudden reasons, you have to leave the stream. Make it known that you'll be leaving. Now she thinks we can win. I'm the crew chief, and I've noticed we're very far ahead. So, Milto Pitwork Z is now in second, 12 and a half seconds behind. So, if you have to leave the stream, say I have to leave the stream so I can pull you into the pits and get a new driver now. But James, you tell me when you decide is a good time to pit, and also you can tell me if you want to speed up again or if you want to slow down, or if you want to take off like aggressive mode, which is the overtake option. So if you want to try and stay out on tires for as long as you can, or if you want to come in early, that's up to you. I'm going to guess it looks like the car can make it about 10 laps on one set of tires, possibly a bit more than that. Once you're in the driver's seat, supposedly, you can come in the chat and tell me how the car is feeling. If you think the car is a bit loose, you can just say that, because those are things that race car drivers say, and it makes everything a bit more interesting. As James comes around the big corner on his 7th lap currently. Coming through the S section. I can also... the crew looks like that Motul Pitwork Z isn't falling behind quite as quickly as everybody else is. But still falling behind. This Super has no upgrades on it, by the way, Sultan. This is a stock Castrol Super with an oil change. Technically not stock, but it's one stock from where I bought it. Has not been upgraded by me. It was upgraded by Tom's. Which is funny because you can't tune it at Tom's. You know, Tom's the people who tune this thing. Now, pit strategy can make a huge difference in this race. A huge difference. If we have to pit more often than they do, and they end up getting the edge on pitting strategy, that's one thing. So certain drivers who take over the car might decide to drive slower to save tires. Oh, that Motul Pitwork Z is way faster than anybody else. Oh, the nuts always say they're slower. 15,851, that is a smaller number than it was last time. Huh. You know, that's kind of how it works. The R92CP, don't get stage 4 turbo on there, is kind of creating what they call qualifying models. Qualifying models of the R92CP in real life made upwards of 1,200 brake horsepower. That's a lot of power. Indeed. Yeah, R3 medium tires. Once again, I did say this is stock. I did not decide to buy any tires. Mediums is it. Maybe after this, we might make a car change. Upon request, James got to pick the first car. Someone else might pick the second car. I don't care who picks what car. But all that matters is that everybody is fair and everybody gets to pick a car sometime during the race. Whoever that person ends up being. As long as you come into the stream before the final race, you will get to pick one car, I think. Makes a fair bit of sense. Yeah, R3 tires are the ones we have. Racing mediums. For the whole stint will be done on racing mediums. Looks like all of the chat members currently are moderators. B-Spec guy wants to pit. Not James. Okay, James, remember, you gotta tell me when it's time to come in for the pit, for some pits. Obviously, you can tell me if you want to go out another lap and slow down, cruise, steady, fast, push. If James doesn't decide to tell me when to pit, this car may be in danger of losing because it'll just keep going. He doesn't decide to pit. He's just like driving. James, your tires are wearing down. Would you like to pit, or would you like to try and keep it out on the lap? Or would you like to slow down and keep it on the lap? But just tell me. Medium should be enough for this. It's about almost 10 laps, depending on whether or not James wants to stretch his tires. James then told me whether or not he wants to stretch his tires or whether or not he wants to speed up. So it looks like he's not pitting this lap. Unless he suddenly decides to change his mind and pit, because I'm not letting the beast pit when it pits. The driver picks when it pits. And the driver is currently not letting me know, James, if you're still here, do you want to pit? You've got to make the decision now. Because if you don't decide to pit, if you don't say, I'm pitting in, then you're not pitting in, and this car is going to be running out of lap on those worn tires. Oh no, I think we have an issue. The driver does not want to pit. The driver has not made it. The driver's just going to keep it out. It looks like James wants to go for his 10th lap now. Sultan, I'm a bit worried about this. Those rear tires look like, by the end of this lap, those rear tires are going to be like bacon that got left in the oven for too long. And I have to turn the pit off because it's the driver's choice. We've got plenty of fuel. I know it is, but James hasn't decided to slow down. James is keeping at his pace. He must be insisting in his head that this Castle Tom Super can handle this pace on these tires. He's doing a damn good job of it. If this were me, I'd be like struggling to get grip coming out of the turns, and James is just like driving it like, ooh, look at me. He still hasn't come off the racetrack. He's drifting, but he still insists on staying at a 4 pace. Either that or he's not chatting, and his Supra is just oh, that's a bad sign. The Motul pit work is catching up. James, do you want to pit? Come on. I'm a crew chief. I can pull you in, and I might just... Oh, Lord. It's the driver's decision. It's the driver's decision. I'm letting the driver make his decision. These rear tires are not having fun. The front tires are starting to get cooked. The Motul has made up 5 seconds of our gap. Sultan, are you prepared to take over the car? Are you ready, Sultan, for your debut in the race car? Because I am the crew chief. I'm forcing James to come to the pits because he's refusing to talk, so he has to pit. Do you want fuel, Sultan? Would you like the car to be fueled? You have one choice of tire. Yes. Tell me when the fuel's good. Okay. A bit of fuel. It looks like the team filled the car up. I think next pit. We're 14 seconds down. We had about I'd say, an 11-second gap coming out of there. The end of 10. Gap was about 11 seconds. Okay, Sultan, what's your pace? Chase cam 4, no overtake. Chase cam is in this camera. Is this the camera you would like? Because there's only that one and that one. There's only 3 camera choices. You can keep this. You can keep the one we were at, which I call car, or you can do this camera. This one right here. You want this cam that I'm on at the moment. Just say yes again if you want this one. Say no if you want the other one. You're sure? Okay. Yes for now. Okay, good. This is your camera. The Motul pit work is officially 22 seconds ahead. We've got some catching up to do, and the Motul is not pitting yet. You should be able to take these tires to lap 20 without an issue, which means pitting on lap 19. Going to 20. James has gone quiet. He might be eating or something along those lines. I don't know, he told me he ate too much dinner, and therefore isn't feeling well, so maybe it was a good idea to take him into the pits. There's a really bad glare here. See if I can get rid of that. No, it looks like that glare's just we're gonna have to deal with it. It's like a radar guiding. Sultan, it looks like you are stuck behind this ZXL Pennzoil Skyline. Would you like to kick up to a full speed? Oh, wait, no. Would you like to kick up to push or something to try and get around him? Because we are stuck behind him and he is holding us up. So if you want to change paces in an attempt to pass, oh, never mind, you're going to get around him anyway. Are you? Oh, no, it didn't look like that way. Press overtake 2 times. How's the car feeling, Sultan? Are you at the same time behind that motor? Testing. James, you kind of disappeared and we lost a bunch of time. The car was, those rear tires were cooked. I mean, they were burnt, proper burnt. We got Sultan in the car now, he's doing good. You finished your running first. Oh, I couldn't see your messages. Okay, well that's too bad. Thankfully, I am a crew chief, so I have the ability to pull the car into the pits. Well, whatever you did, you're visible now. Sultan, you're having problems passing this ZXL. Nismo, Skyline. Sultan, would you like a pace change or something? Oh wait, you're gonna get around the Pennzoil Skyline finally. Finally. Or is he gonna get the line on you and you don't get him? Oh, the Opel. That Caliber's hopeless. Okay, I don't need to push overtake twice again. I was going to, but you finally made your way around him. Dang, Sultan, you need to learn on passing cars. You need to work on getting those passes work. Because that was quite a long stint there. Hell? If I was doing this, if I was running, then again, I'm a crew chief, I'd be playing some Moon Over the Castle, Gran Turismo 4, Orchestral Full. Oh, looks like ooh, wait. You stuck around this AU Serimo. The Auchkerimo. Okay, that was quick. See, why couldn't you have passed the Pennzoil and Nismo Skyline that? Oh, wait. You're mine. Maybe I need to be quiet. Oh, no, you got him. You got the line on him, at least. How come you couldn't pass that freaking Skyline this efficiently? Yeah, you got him. Sultan, you are definitely... The Motul Pitward Z is finally pitting, but he's going to have to pit less than we do, so we're going to have to do some extra work to win this race, boys. Okay, you're backed up to second. You are in the lead, Sultan. You have made it to the lead. And that Opal Astra is actually looking like a bit of a pit strategy juggernaut. His pit strategy seems to be the best compared to everybody else's. He's on lap 15 and he still hasn't pitted. Huh. He sure moved out of your way. He just went right by. There's the Opal. Every 15 laps. He's going to pit 4 times. Once here. He's going to be pitting like the last lap. Or he's only going to have to pit 3 times. Motul is now back to 15 seconds behind. Everything seems to be back to normal. So looks like Sultan's gone for a tire saving strategy. "17 seconds ahead of the competitors." currently hoping for what's going to happen. Good, being good. Sultan, I have a question for you. How did you find the stream? Yeah, how did you find my stream? How did you know that I was at least doing this roleplay endurance stream? May I ask? I actually have asked that. It's in the subscription box, okay. Because I posted the link in the Discord server just because people might end up being there, and not everybody subscribed to me, obviously. Only, I think you and James are the only two from the whole group who have subscribed. Maybe Castro Tom's and GTLM fan might have as well. But I posted it in the Discord just so that it can be found by, other people. Place it. I put it in the I just put it in Discord. Hopefully people see it. And if they see it in Discord, that means that they are a part of the Discord and they can see it. So we've been going for about half an hour. It's take a little over 2 hours, I think, now that I come to my senses. It'll take about, if I'm calculating correctly, 2 hours, like 20 something minutes. I'm making a quick check of the Discord to see if anybody responded. Huh? James seems to have commented on my Discord post with all this stuff. So you say pitting this lap? Those tires are only looking orange because you decided to stay out. You decided to kick the pace down a tad bit. You might be able to stretch that thing to lap 20. It's not getting too squirrely like James just. He had problems. You think you're gonna stay out to lap 20? Well, it looks like the little B-spec man himself doesn't even want to pit. Oh, he does want to pit. So, Sultan, are you pitting lap 19 or 20? Make your final decision. 19 or 20. It's flat. Got it. I'll have the pit crew prepared. I think we're gonna make a tires only stop though, because I don't know if this game considers this as a factor, but the more fuel, the more weight. So if we have less fuel in the car, then we weigh less. And we had a full tank, so I can take your stint for fuel usage. Okay, Sultan. James, are you ready to take over the car? If you're here still. There's only 3 people here, and usually I always get 2 ghosts driving the car. If James isn't prepared to take over the car, Sultan, you'll have to go out first another stint. Are you okay with another stint, Sultan? Because they are currently changing the tires. You're fine with that stint? I don't think James is here. It says there's only 3 people in chat, which will probably mean a ghost, you, Sultan, and then me, because I have to view my own streams for chat purposes. I think James had to go. That might actually be literally what he did. Well, you're fine with this. So, Sultan, would you like to make a pace change, or would you like to keep it on a steady pace to attempt to save tires or something like that? You can change your pace, even if you really want to. I can switch to this screen and speed you up if you'd like. Overtake twice, 4. Since no one else is here at the moment, you can speed up the race if you would like me to. I'm willing to. You just have to let me know. If you want to stay in this camera, you can, and if you want to switch to X3 speed, let me know. Speed it up by 3 times. Oh, just listen to the sound these cars make. You're almost back with the Motul Pitwork Z. From 6 to... 6. 9, actually. It went from 6-7 to 6-9. 6-4. Sultan, I am letting you be on speed since it seems like you're the only driver here. That's quite clear. That's not good. That's not much better. Nah, I guess it's just a camera. Toyota Cashleton Supra JGTC 2000. That says 4.5 seconds behind. You're getting closer, Sultan. You're shutting that gap. It's down to 30-37, but I see a Calibre touring car. There's a Calibre touring car coming up. It looks like he might be getting in you and Moto Pitwork Zed's way. Let's hope you don't get caught behind him, or at least you can get ahead of Moto Pitwork Zed's before that happens. Now take a look at that in the regular view. Second ahead of the straightaway. Live view now. Well, you couldn't have asked for a better time to choose live view, right as you were making the pass. There he is behind you. Would you like this view, or would you like the track view where you get dynamic view, or would you like to keep it on bumper cam? I'll keep it on bump 4. I'm just hoping this Opal Calibre doesn't seem to be getting in the way. That would suck. I'm going to worry about someone getting in their way. Honestly, this stream's probably been live for about an hour 20. Even though it's only been 46 minutes. Hour 50. How long was I waiting to start these endurance races? I was waiting long enough for people to join chat, so I was waiting. And yeah, the Calibre is such a cool car. The Calibre itself is a cool car. They make the Calibre itself. You get the right Calibre, like the fast Calibre. The Vauxhall Calibre, as I like to call it. Vauxhalls are better than Opals. 2004, great. Yeah, they were just better. They were cool, and they were turbo 4-wheel drive performance cars from like the 90s. And that's pretty cool in itself. That was a bit more than twice, but when you feel your gap good enough, you're going to slow it down just a tad. Earlier today, James was able to witness me do all of the not the endurance, but the what do you call this? The time trials in Gran Turismo 3. I completed all the time trials for Gran Turismo 3 today. That got that Panos Esperante god. I'm not a big fan of the Panos Esperante, to be honest. Don't think it looks very nice. I gotta be honest, the Panos is a bit ugly. Actually, very ugly in my case, but I kept it because it's my prize, and getting a prize for doing something, I'm just throw it in the trash. I mean, that's not really throwing it in the trash, I'm getting money for it. 500,000 credits, but I can get that by doing anything else. The Mistral 78 laps race gave me 500,000 credits for completion. And a freaking Jaguar XJ220. Oh, God. The rear is better. The Speed 8 is much better. But then again, we've got to consider the Speed 8's a different class. The Speed 8 is more of a Group C-ish car. I mean, I believe the Esperante is in the GTR 1 class. I believe this Speed 8 is in a class called LMP. Dang, that Calibre's pinging. Calibre's pinging again. He's the only guy who's going to get left. The Speed 8's an LMP class car. I believe the Esperante is only a GTR class car. LMP 900 for the Speed 8. And it was an LMP class. Because after Group C, they had LMP. I'm kind of hoping we get some other people to join, like maybe Alex 4GT. It'd be cool to have them in here. I'm not what you'd call popular enough to get trolls yet, so I'm gonna worry about that. Not that the trolls seem to not mind them too badly. Man, I think Virginia is terrible, but I think it's kind of funny how they can't find anything else better to do in their life but make fun of people. Oh my god, Group C was revived. The Le Mans papers for stores would be death. I don't know. Oh, if Group C was revived, I feel like it would suck. Because you'd have to have modern implications put on an era where people didn't care about safety, but now it's just like if they're a Group C car, it would pretty much be a freaking Volvo with a Volvo F1 car. Like imagine an R92CP with the shell of the Volvo. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm like, oh, it's gotta be so safe to the point where what's the point? You got LMP1 and the Group C cars are just gonna be like barely keeping up with them or barely getting faster. Yeah, the Group C cars were tremendously expensive. That's why makers like Mazda won Le Mans and then left. Because they said, well, we won Le Mans in our Group C race car. Like win the whole, not just class victory, they won the whole thing. And like with the 78 said, me, and they said, we're good. That was expensive. And they were done. They really didn't. They didn't come back until I think LMP1 that might have a car. Other manufacturers that make Group C cars, like Nissan, Pescarolo, they've made it. Pescarolo is a very interesting company because Peugeot has their own 908 or 905 race car, which is their Group C car. But instead of Peugeot immediately making an LMP1 car, they had the Pescarolo cars. Because what Pescarolo did is they would take regular old Peugeots and they would tune them. Because there was a Pescarolo Peugeot 607, Pescarolo tunes to Peugeots back in the day when Pescarolo was a Pescarolo. Okay, to get right. Pescarolo used to tune Peugeots up. I have a feeling that Pescarolo had a bit of a partnership with Peugeot in developing a race car for the LMP1 class. The Audi R8 is another LMP1 car. After Group C died, manufacturers who made cars in the Group C class didn't give up. Because, I mean, Toyota had their little miniature stint that nobody really seems to care about much, sadly. With the Minolta, their 88CV race car. That thing was fast. But it didn't win the Le Mans. So, that's how that works. Le Mans was never something that they would achieve. And I don't think Nissan's won Le Mans either. In fact, Nissan's so crazy, they decided to show up to Le Mans with a front-wheel drive race car. The CLR plane. That's funny. Sultan, the B-Spec driver, would pit right now, but you saved your tires a bit. Would you like to stretch it for another lap, or would you like to just come in? Delta wing. Or the Delta. Those are in Gran Turismo 6. That weird race car. Sultan, are you pitting? You let me know. I think you'll pit at lap 30. Well, that's definitely not lap 28. Well, I'm telling you that the computer is going to want to try and pit again at lap 29. You'll have to decide whether or not you're going to be pit at lap 29. His rear tires are not looking completely cooked. But this is a 10-lap stint then. James's first stint seems to be not the greatest. His first stint He was barely able to get on this track, but he was fourth pretty much the whole time. But he did start off at 3, but he moved up quite early, so maybe you'll be able to do this lap. I think the Delta was the stupidest race car in the game. Like the suited race car for to use at Le Mans in Gran Turismo 6, which is probably why I ended up using them. I remember when online racing was first implemented in Gran Turismo 6, and first truly implemented. I mean, obviously it was implemented in GT5. That Motul Z is less than 10 seconds behind. He's 5.5 seconds behind. He is slowly but surely staying in this race. Poof. This Super does not want to be out here much longer. I am the crew chief, but if it is absolutely necessary, I can drive. So you'll be pitting in this lap. You'll be pitting lap 29 going into lap 30. So you've confirmed it, Sultan, that you're pitting this lap. Am I correct? Yeah, it's bad enough. Well, the pit crew is preparing. We'll figure out how much fuel you've used and how much we'll need to put in it to keep the thing going. Okay, Sultan, your fuel usage quote. Oh, it looks like the Motul Pitwork Z is pitting with us. 24. That was a surprising result. He pitted with us. Well, maybe we're back. Maybe we're on his pit strategy now. But I think that's interesting because he was usually 4 overtake twice. Okay, here you go, Sultan. You are now 4 overtake twice, undercut or 10. If you want to, we can do a speed up if you'd like. You just let me know if you want to speed it up a bit, because once again, I posted the link in the Discord server, but no one's joined since. We don't have that status yet. We'll just say, oh, he's streaming, so I'll join. I've only got people that I've told I'm doing it to watch. Okay. Your wish, my command. Not really, I should stop saying that. There you go. An extra speed up has commenced. On this pace, I reckon the car will go about 8 laps. Maybe 9. At this pace, it seems like the Motul Pitwork Z is getting left behind, but that puts us back off the pit strategy, I think. But I don't know. Eventually, at one part during the stream, I'm going to have to leave to eat dinner. But I can still leave the stream up during my dinner time, or whatever they call that. While I'm eating dinner, the stream can still be up. Because this is a self-propelling race. The computer is doing all the work. Overtake twice. successful so far. Lap 33, and you've gone on. This is your third stint now because James has had to leave, but he's able to propel us in our opening stint. I'm thinking the next endurance race we're going to do here is going to be the Infineon World Sports race. Because I believe the Infineon World Sports race, they utilize the Group C's, or I think they use LMP1 cars maybe, I don't know. But if we had to drive any race car, what would you like it to be, Sultan, for the next race, since I'd let you pick? Just letting you know you can't pick the Bentley Speed 8 because I haven't got one. I know the typical opponents. This does include an Audi R8 race car. I believe the Bentley Speed 8 race car is also on that list. I think they have cars from every single class pretty much. Like every class of racing. I've got JGTC, I've got GT class cars, I've got like GT3 cars and like GT4 cars. I've obviously got a JGTC car. That's it. This is the only JGTC car I own currently. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a shot at the Infineon World Sports race is gonna consist of those LMP1 cars. Going 32 seconds behind, man. We're leaving that Motul Pitwork Z in the dust. Okay. So, which Le Mans prototype cars did you see in the ones? I don't have the BMW V12 LMR. Oh crap! I caught him off guard. He's pitting. Crack. They're pitting you again. That's not what I was planning on. B-Spec sometimes really annoys me. Well, now I'm gonna have to readjust pitch strategy. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Fuel was low. Yeah, it looks like we're good. Well, I do not have the VW. No, sorry, not the VW. It's the BMW. That's a different W. I don't have the BMW V12 LMR race car. I don't get one of the. I don't have one of those. I don't have. Yes, I don't have the V12 LMR. Not that BMW. What engine is the V12? Is the V12 LMR engine in any other car? I don't know. So it's news to me to like that car. So do you know if there's any other car that V12 is in? I'm just wondering. I'm not the biggest fan of them, so I was just wondering if you knew. Is the V12 from the BMW LMR race car used in anything else? The McLaren F1 had a V12. I'm not sure if the BMW McLaren race car runs on the same V12, but if you want a race car, if you want to drive a race car with a BMW V12 in it, I do have the McLaren F1 race car. I've got the F1. Yeah, the same base as the S17 or something. I have the McLaren F1 GTR, the FINA, the BMW one. That's got a BMW V12 in it, so that's about as close as you can get to an LMR. You see, I don't think it is, because I'm pretty sure I remember as a kid winning the F1 championship in the McLaren F1 GTR race car. That's right, the one that was supposed to have the Formula cars in it, the Formula 1 cars. I'm pretty sure I won that in the McLaren F1. And then again, Group C cars may not be. There might not be any Group C's. Plus, my McLaren F1 is fully upgraded. Okay. Well, that's now, so I guess we'll be pitting this lap. Yeah. Make sure everything's going well. Okay. Good. Sorry about my absence. Sultan would be driving the car this minute, but I sort of disappeared for a minute. Had to do some helping out. Had to take out the trash. I will make it known. Yeah, I tried that way. Oh, three people joining. Three people watching it. Am I? I am. Well, overtake twice. I'm bad to go eat dinner. Not yet. I've just got it posted in the chat. Then I'm gonna be off to eat dinner soon. Because once I start eating dinner, I don't have to control this. It's doing itself. When I go to eat dinner, though, I am going to turn the race back to live camera, and then I'll have the rest of the race play out there. So that's my dinner call. Sultan, I will leave your view here. What would you like to come up to pace 4 before I leave? I'm about to leave. Pace 3 or pace 4? Choose it. The game's gonna automatically pit you, and then that'll be it for you. Pace 3 or pace 4? Just let me know. Okay, pace 3. Okay, I'll be back soon once I'm done eating dinner. If this race is over, then I'll get started on the Infineon World Sports Race. If I keep it here, you guys won't have to worry about just sitting here on the credit screen. That's a lot of credits. It actually took under 2 hours. Surprising. I could have sworn. Okay. Uh-huh. I see. It looks like you guys won by 4.5 seconds. I wish I was there for the end. I could hear it from the dinner table. I heard the ending theme, the little tune. I see James is able to tune back in. I'll be back in a second. Yes, Mom. Wow. What is that thing? It's a streamline. That's the car from hell. At least there's a video that someone's done referencing that as the car from hell. Tadaha. Yay, one of the most useless vehicles ever to exist within Gran Turismo. My computer has notified me that my phone is now plugged in. That's that done. God, how terrible is that? I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, I could have gotten a worse price car. So I'm not complaining. I noticed that Sultan went off and was nice enough to tell me what the Infineon World Sports race is like. And with a 500,000, up to 2 hours 45 minutes, Infineon World Sports. That's not too bad. That's 1, 2, 4, 5. That's 2 hours and 45 minutes total runtime. Panels soft. There's a sour race car. Sour. It's the kraut. The cream of kraut. The Sauber appears. That's a bad thing. I don't want to use the R90 CCP. We talked to Sultan, and I think I'm going to use McLaren F1. I think I'm going to put us in the McLaren F1. No. Yes. Don't worry, Sultan. I saw him too. You must face adversity. Told you we need an LMP. Well, I'm in the Castle Tom Super. I was just trying to see what I might get if I just did a random one. I don't got an LMP. I've got the closest you can consider me having an LMP is this McLaren F1 GTR. It's got 850 horsepower. Or something better, 960 horsepower. I present to you the Ford GTLM Race Car Spec 2. That's just a punt. That's a recommendation. That's just a question. Yes or no? Sultan, what are you thinking? You think a Ford GT race car spec 2 has the power? I mean, it's got 960 brake horsepower. It doesn't say that, but it said it earlier. I trust that. Four. Up to 4 views now. Checked. Yes, that would be right here, Sultan. That's the black R92. Have that. That would work. But an underdog story, the fun one, I could have. We're using it? Sorry, this is my Gran Turismo game. I mean, I'd want to take recommendations. But the R92 CP race car has one problem. It's fast. And it's great. And I love the R92 CP. But what's the fun in using a car that's going to completely obliterate the competition? Why not try and use something that might struggle a bit? Okay. Sultan, I'll take your word on that R92 CP and do a quick test. If the Ford GT LM race car spec can either A, keep up with the field, or B, we get a field of cars that includes relatively, practically either one or none. I don't know. We'll do some testing. If the Ford GT is okay, I can put the Ford GT on the pole. Yes, I can put Ford GT on the pole. But I will take your advice on that R92 and use that. But I will advise, I also have a black 787B. I've never used it. I'm not even sure if I've given it its oil change yet. I just kind of bought it because it was cheap. And I didn't want to save up to buy a new one. That Fairlady Z. Oh, that Sauber C9 is not very happy. That Fairlady Z LM edition would be crazy. Oh crap, Sultan. I just remembered. Camaro LM. I can pick up a Camaro LM pretty easily because you only have to win that American Championship, that 3-race American Series, and you can get the Camaro LM. I'm first just gonna. Oh, I can't qualify for this race. That sucks. Yes, Camaro LM. Okay, I'll do some testing with the Ford GT first. I'll use the Ford GT as a testing car. If it works, then maybe I can use the Camaro. That's not very promising. 59-point race. I'm just testing. Would have screwed the painters over. What I am doing, in fact, is leaving them behind. And now on manual transmission, that's tough for me because of this wheel. The LM is doing well. The Ford GT LM, if allowed, can be used to obtain our Camaro LM. I'd like to use the Camaro LM. I think the Ford GT LM would be nice, but I think the only person who would be pushing us to use that is GT Fan. And I've noticed GT Fan isn't here. So I think the Camaro LM is a good choice, as long as Sultan stays. Because I can push myself to. I like the Ford GT LM race car. I like the sound of using that. crack. I don't think criminals will work. Give me a second. To the best of my knowledge, Sultan has left chat. Sultan isn't here for the beginning of the race. That means I'm not gonna use the Chimera Z because he's not here. And he is not pushing me. He's not pushing me. So I can use this. Finishing reports. The 31,000 kilometers takes about 6 hours, probably. This is 2 hours 45 minutes. I've got time for this in the stream. I don't want to go over 8 hours. And I don't see little Sultan telling me, yes, Chimera, please do the Chimera LM. The best LM race car in this game. It's just this. This just is it. It just is the one. And there's only an R92CP in this race. The R92CP is going to be the juggernaut. Well, this race. But don't worry, we'll face adversity. Got medium tires. The R3 tires seem to be the only tires that are worth it. The only ones that count. I haven't got anyone here suggesting a car. Then I'm just going to use a car. I think I'm going to put them on 4. I wanted to push it. Ooh. Really? Not too much behind this would be. Might have that on GCP's rear end. A hinge in this. Gosh, I think get around the R92 R92, you're mine. Good all you got. Don't hold back. Here's one. Because you're quicker. Oh! R92 CP caught. Now it's time to hunt down these LMP guys. LMP cars. Groups it in prototypes. There's one. Now 2 more LMPs. Got the lead. Now I'm gonna have to knock him back down fast. And push it now. Now we're entering the next pushing now. We're going off regional track. Pushing it. Come on, get past Pescarolo. Now we're knocking it down fast for the turn right here. Oh, he's off. Push. I screwed up. I had it. Then I lost it. Detail on spec. Soon caught up the rest of the pack. That was so good. That's actually still good. Let's get this next. No parallel R92. Oh, goes to the R92, the Pescarolo and the R8 in one corner. What a boss. No one got to see. That was such a sick move. On that 4. Oh my lord. Once someone finally gets into stream, I'm going to have to tell them to go back and look at that. Yes, this course is screwed up immediately afterwards. I'm not paying attention, and then I have them trying to fling a car around the track full speed where it's not easy to do that. When you get there, you bring this pace down so you get the pace to take the corner. Then you have them pushing it out of the acceptance. Listening at speed. The 192 is no longer being held up. I knew Pescarolo had a partnership with Treasure. He's coming up to that section again, so you gotta slow down. Maybe this GTA have GTA 11 have. Only tweets around 60, a bit over intersection. Made it possible for the car to complete the same laps, but no one's watching currently. Haven't got anyone on. Okay. Okay. I think I'll do Laguna Seca 200 miles. The AI doesn't seem to know how to drive. This your sauce. Well, that was a nice lengthy stream. About 3.5 hours, actually. Well, you have further chat, goodbye. Check out my video when it comes out.